We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank you.
Welcome to These Unprecedented Gays, featuring Joe Granelli and Paul Smith. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and review wherever you stream your podcasts. Check us out on Instagram at tugayspod and email us at tugayspod@yahoo.com. We hope you enjoy. Okay, so we just have to get right to it because welcome to These Unprecedented Gays. I'm Paul.
Oh, I am Joe.
And Joe's back in the studio, everybody.
I am back again, as Shen J-Lo said in season 2, 3, 5, and All Stars.
Hallelujah.
And then when she pulled out, I don't know.
Well, she popped out of the box with season 3.
But then she was back again for another one, no? We also have to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race and the never-ending season and how I think I'm going to boycott RuPaul's Drag Race forever.
Why?
I'm just so done.
Really?
I'm just so done with the never-ending seasons. But it's apparently because VH1 wants there to be more episodes.
Well, and also not only that, but like you knew Bosco wasn't going to go home. But I will say this. I love that Georges wasn't playing around with when she was like, well, she was at the bottom three times in the same episode.
When they were doing it, but okay, so I knew, and I told Max, I was on the couch, and Max
the dog?
was, yeah.
Okay.
Because I was like, I have to tell somebody,
okay.
you know.
Because you were alone in quarantine.
Yeah, and you guys don't watch it till Saturday.
Yeah,
and Nick was busy. And so, for that Friday, I was like, Max, Lady Camden's beef with Bosco. Lady Camden's gonna win. Bosco's gonna be in the bottom, and she's gonna go home. But guess what, Max? She's gonna have the fucking chocolate.
Yeah. And
I was right. And then I was like, I'm done.
But you know what? The way that it was done, they are really good at musicals and
it was solid. Yeah,
they were really good at that. I will say that about them. Mm-hmm. But I will say Lady Camden just gave a different energy than everybody else.
I really liked Willow Pill though when that she popped on because I was like, that was really fun.
Yeah.
It was like a showstopper.
It was very good. I was like, okay, look at this with the Moulin Rouge and the Moulin Rouge tie-in and everything.
It was good, yeah.
It was very good. Have you watched España yet?
Have I what?
Have you watched España?
Oh, I thought you were like, have you watched España? I was like, what is España? No, because I can't read subtitles on TV.
It's really good though.
Okay, but did you watch España 1?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not good.
We watched that. It was okay. There weren't as many girls because there was only 8. And you kind of knew from the start who was going to win.
Oh, okay.
From the first episode, you already knew because of the talent. Okay. But in this episode, this season, there's a lot of talent here, and I was very surprised. And they came with some looks
for España season 2,
LGBTQIA, all capitals.
How many people?
It's 12. So
okay.
It's a full on.
So they've
cast.
What is it? Found
they've
the footage.
Expanded.
Oh.
So I was by 50%. Oh, we're gonna be doing maths.
Yeah, look at that.
But they are really good. This one did an angel theme, and it was it was crazy. I think her name is Onyx, and she did this angel
fallen angel
look, and it was just fantastic.
Huh.
So check it out. Take some time, read it. Maybe brush up on your España.
Well, in all of my murder mystery serial killer things that I've been watching, there are various ones that are in other languages, in other countries, and I'm like, ugh. There was one in France, and I had to read that episode. I was like, I can't. Because, I have to try and pay attention, and then, I don't know, subtitles are difficult for me.
See, when you get to our age, Annie's age, we just watch everything with subtitles because
I probably just won't watch TV.
Except for Minx,
because the subtitles get in the way of me seeing penis, and I just want to see penis.
Can you put them in a different spot?
I've never tried that. Ours is pretty stationary.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So it's almost like the black bar that you would see when they censor things.
Oh no, I hate stationary subtitles.
But like we were also trying to watch Dune last night,
Oh God.
and I was like, you kind of have to have the subtitles on for that because they talk really softly, and if you try to turn it up, all of a sudden there'll be a fight scene, and it's like, what the.
Oh, it's loud, yeah.
Yeah.
And you get the surround sound, so basically it would be an earthquake.
Right. And it's just like...
I can't Dune. I can't with the Dune. I cannot with the Dune. It's 3 hours.
I loved it.
I was like... And then they're like, part 2. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Well, we were like, do we need to read the book first to understand what's going on? Because I'm like, what would spice have to do with space travel? Why do you need paprika to make this
Come on, it's cumin. Pronounced cumin.
I'm like, is the tarragon gonna make your warp drive work? Like,
It's oregano, you better don't.
Oregano, go to warp speed.
Yeah. Or some coriander. That's a right?
Like,
that's a spice.
spice.
Some turmeric.
Baby spice.
Oh.
Oh, different spice. Okay. But they could like run the spaceship. So anyway, let's talk about our weeks because you had an amazing week. Or 2 weeks, because you've had.
I was like, what?
COVID.
I'm like, have I?
Yeah.
Where?
Did you have like a mild case?
I had like very, very, very mild.
Well, that's good.
And I'm lucky, you know. So I think I would say symptom wise, and I still sound stuffy, which is really annoying because I feel fine, but like it was just like mild congestion, but I had nothing in terms of like respiratory.
Okay, good.
So it was very confusing because I was like. I feel like it's like a head cold, and the only reason I tested is because I was going to go up to San Jose for Val's engagement party, and then I felt terrible.
Val.
I know, she looked beautiful. She was gorgeous. Like, and so like, I did like the test, and it was like a faint line. I was like, that can't be right. And I texted Nick, and I was like, and he sent me like a sad face. And then I was like, and then I was like, I have another version, another brand. Let's try another brand because this is like what we call in the industry, like pharmaceuticals, testing into compliance, where you like shouldn't do it because you're going to test until you get the results you want, which is bad science. And so then I took the Binax one, and it was like very faint. And I was like, okay, I need like a yes and no. And then I texted Travis.
Not a maybe.
Thank you. I texted Travis and I was like, look, give me the lowdown. Like, what is it? Like, what should I do? And he's like, I can't see anything on the test result or whatever. And he's like, you have to like really get in and swab your nose. And I was like, fine. So I touched my brain with the tip. And then the line appeared very, very quickly. And I was like, oh no.
So most likely because you have respiratory. I mean, I'm not a doctor. But like you might have had Omicron.
I think oh yeah.
Because it's more of like in your throat.
Yeah, and I had like a little bit of a cough like for half a day. The weird part was in the beginning, like on that. So like I kind of felt it Thursday night, and then Friday I was like, I feel weird, and then I took my COVID test and it was positive. And then on Saturday I woke up and I was nauseous, which was weird.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't really eaten anything out of the ordinary. And then I was like, this is strange. So I had like laid down on the couch and then like took an hour nap. And then after I was like, okay, I guess I'm fine. And then it was just like a bunch of congestion for the rest of the like 9 days or whatever. And I kept testing positive even at day 10.
The worst part is we're talking about congestion. And then like all of a sudden I'm like, am I getting congested? Oh my God.
Yeah, you sound really congested.
And also I'm like, I still don't like when people cough really loudly in public because like we had somebody in the office one day, a patient. And
why are they coughing?
I was like, he coughed, and I was like, really, sir?
Did he have a mask
We're doing
on?
this right now?
Do you guys still have masks on?
Okay. We still make them.
Good.
You know, when people come in and the girls don't say something right away, I'm like, and they're like, they look back at me like, what the is wrong with you? And I'm like, and then the mask, like, you know, the hand over the mouth.
You gesture for the mask.
Gesture, and they're like, sir, do you have a mask? And I'm like, you're going to be a lot more energetic about that. Like, hi, sir, I'm going to have to ask you to put on a mask. Thanks. they get on me about that. Every time they see somebody walking in, they're like, paw around.
It's protocol.
It is protocol. I'm like, y'all need to stop following that.
So yeah, it was pretty like, I was mild. It was fine. It was just like more annoying. than
anything.
anything.
You got to go for a bike ride this past Saturday, right? Did you or no?
I did, and I was like not wanting to push it, and like I felt fine, but like.
Well, come on, Salt and Pepper. It took you a second. That COVID brain took you a second.
Yes. The COVID. Well, no, I don't have COVID brain anymore. I'm hoping, but like I was kind of like ditzy before COVID, so like.
So it just exasperated that whole condition.
It did. It did indeed. Yeah.
Exasperated or exacerbated?
That too.
Yes.
He was exasperated and he was exasperated.
Exacerbated.
Yeah, and lacerated.
Is that a legal term that I should know because I study law on YouTube?
No.
Well, now I'm a criminal investigator after watching
lawyer.
serial murders. Yeah. Yeah. So that's basically me. Nothing to phone home about. How are you?
Good. You know, been weird at work. Just a kind of like a strange, like a lot of wacky people and stuff happening. And then we did get I told you that we got a letter from a listener. His name is Brian. And he was moving from Philly to San Diego.
Oh, did he have a lot of cream cheese? Because that's where they make it in Philadelphia.
No, because it's supply chain. There's not a lot.
Apparently supply chain is causing expensive gas prices for plane flights. No, the gas isn't supply chain. Is it? Is it the gas supply chain? Inflation.
There's more unrest in the Middle East, I think.
Yeah, that too.
Or
in
Russia.
Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, either way, we're not getting enough of what we... Anyway.
Yeah. So, he was driving from Philly to San Diego. And he sent us a letter saying, you know, he was going to do this. And he found our podcast and was planning on listening to us the entire way.
Did he?
Yeah, he said he listened to 40 hours of us. Like,
God.
I know, listening to us.
40 hours?
That's a full-time job.
And he still has his hearing.
I know. And he still was like happy to meet us.
Okay, Brian. Get it, girl.
But he found us and he found another podcast. And I guess
we don't talk about the other podcasts, though.
Well, I guess he didn't like that one because they had a lot of dead air during the podcast. So he was like, that's no fun to him. So he listened to us, but he wanted to know which episodes he could listen to about learning about San Diego and how to meet people and things like that. So he gave us some ideas and stuff. And then we started talking. And then when he got here, I told him, you know, just send us a message. Maybe we can meet up for coffee or something. Yeah. We ended up going for brunch, but you couldn't go because I was quarantining. But super nice guy. He didn't kill us, so that's a good thing.
Okay.
Like, we're very happy about that.
If he did, I would have watched the remake on Netflix.
There you go. But yeah, super nice guy. So welcome, Brian, and see people. If you send us your emails to tugayspod@yahoo.com or send us
slide into
our DMs on Instagram on tugayspod. Like, we do respond. We do want to meet you. We do want to say hi and stuff.
Yes,
so.
Tug away, baby. Tug away, tug away, tug away.
Oh God, we're not gonna get super.
No, because that's a cover or
an homage.
Spoof. Oh God.
Parody?
Oh my God, I still don't know how to spell homage.
Really?
Because I think I spelled it like AUMAGE. And then you typed it. This is like, I'm getting flashbacks and it's homage. Stupid spelling.
Homage.
Yeah, homage. Right after Hanukkah.
And hummus. Look, you're about to cough on when you're going to say that.
Yeah, hummus.
All right, so let's just get into our favorite segment.
Mouth to mouth
resuscitation.
All right, what do you thoughts with? Besides murder mysteries.
Well, I mean, I think I need to calm down on those because it's like I'm paranoid. And like, I need to like, there was one day and I was like, I really wish that I could have a human in my like bed with me to like comfort. But I couldn't, and Max, I was like...
Let Max sleep on the bed.
Max could not protect me if a serial killer was there. He'd be like, who are you? And then Max would die because the serial killer would slit his throat, and then I'd be falling asleep, fast asleep. I know, these are the things that you watch. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, true crime does mess with your head, though. Even walking Cooper, like, at 10 o'clock at night.
Yes.
When I'm listening to a lot of, like, podcasts about true crime... Everyone you pass is a potential.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much.
Andy just likes to go around and going, "What's that guy doing? What's that guy? Who's that guy? Why is he in our neighborhood? What is he doing?
Well, and then it's like, why are you
What happened this
paranoid?
morning?
Yeah.
So I'm not paranoid anymore about that, but kind of. But I'm watching the Pizza Bomber documentary.
The Pizza Bomber?
Yeah, it's about the guy in. Well, I don't know yet because I'm only on episode 2 of 4. But it's the. I also watched the Cecil Hotel one. I think you guys watched with Elisa Lamb. Did you watch that one? Oh, someone was telling me about that. But there was like a pizza bomber basically in Pennsylvania where this guy robbed a bank and he worked at a pizza place, and then he ended up like getting blown up by this bomb. And there's this whole like
he was saying that somebody was forcing him.
he had
to do
like
it.
a list of things to do.
Oh,
Yeah. So
okay.
anyway, yeah, not doing any of those things. But what is giving me life, I will tell you, is I watched the Spider-Man movie, the new one,
Oh,
the
finally.
no back way home
No
or
Way
whatever, and it reminded me of my sexual awakening when I was 12, because I knew when I watched the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, I was like, oh dear, we have some problems. Because I was like, oh my, there are things stirring downstairs.
And then when you saw him again in the new one,
He aged very well, and I was like,
more of
oh,
a daddy Spider-Man.
I don't even care. I know he's 5'8", but whatever. So that gave me
Really
life.
5'8"?
He's tiny.
Oh, okay.
But like all of them, because I was like, oh my god. And then I love like the outtakes, because it was like, there's a part in the movie where Tobey Maguire is like, oh, my back hurts. And then Andrew Garfield is like, oh, let me crack it for you. And I was like, oh my god, this is fan fiction sexual right now. Oh my god. I was like, I'm gonna need a minute. No one's here. It's okay. I'm fine. But like, so that's giving me life. What was the other thing? Oh, let me consult my phone. I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The Spider-Man movie, really. Oh, and then they have these brookies at Vaughn's, which is a brownie and then a cookie baked on top of it.
Okay.
And
yeah.
like those are giving me life because they're super gooey and like it's really yummy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fun.
And you?
So right now I have a couple of them, so bear with me.
You always do.
The first one is I have a new playlist on Spotify that I
Called?
made. It's called Issa Vibe.
Okay.
So it's spelled like ISSA, like Issa Rae
Okay.
from Insecure.
Okay.
And then VYBE.
Oh.
And it's all like tropical house and all this like kind of music that's very vibey.
Like you'd have at a pool party?
Yes, that's
I've-
exactly what I tell people. I'm like, it's like if you had a pool party, this is the kind of music you would play.
I have been looking for a play. I need to find that because like I look in like tropical beach house playlists and they're all like annoying. Are there any vocal tracks on yours?
Yes, all of mine have vocal tracks except for maybe like one or two, but even then it's.
But still.
And there's like covers too. So it's like I love it. It's like one of my favorites right now, and it's actually it's not on tugayspod.
It's on his personal.
It's on my work one for some reason.
Oh, copy and
I
paste it.
created it, yeah. So, and then I just got my new Bulbasaur cover for my AirPods, and I love it. And it's amazing. It's so cute.
It looks like a dog toy.
I know, but like Cooper thinks it's a toy for him, so he's like always sniffing it. And then I am also okay. So I've been on this like Jersey Mike's kick.
What?
Jersey Mike's.
The subways?
Yeah.
Or subs?
So like I'm like that's giving me life right now because like I've been having it a lot. Lately
Wait, where's
for
the
lunch.
nearest Jersey Mike's? Just over in the hub?
Mission Valley.
Yeah.
What's the one in the hub?
That one is Ike's Place.
Oh, I don't
Different.
like Ike's.
Like, Andy doesn't like them because they're too like they have too much sauce.
I was gonna say they're too wet.
Yeah. So I like Jersey Mike's, but I don't like it Mike's way.
Oh.
But also, I don't understand their numbering system when you're on their website. It's like 1, 2, 7, 8, 24. I'm like, there's no like chronological order for these sandwiches.
I don't think I've ever had this.
And when you combine two, like there's a 45 and 54, and you can combine them together, and it's like 99. And so there's a secret menu.
Okay.
Add the numbers together.
It's kind of silly, but like the girls at work were like, "You've been having a lot of Jersey Mike's. That should be what you're obsessed with this week." And I'm like, "Oh, somebody's been listening to the podcast."
Well, and you have never steered anyone wrong with your sandwich recommendations.
I know, right?
Because it was
I
Rubicon
know.
Deli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So see, it went from like combo number 3 to number 17 to 10 to 7. Like What?
They need to have a
number 13.
They need a combo number 5, and it's Lou Bega's favorite sandwich.
It's like a Cuban.
And then it could be like a little bit of Rita's all I need.
There you go.
Okay, we're trademarking that Jersey Mike.
Yeah,
Sorry.
All right, and then my last thing that I'm obsessed with.
Oh, there's more.
There's more. This is the last one.
You're like Oprah's gifts.
I know. You get an obsession. You get an obsession. So, I'm obsessed with Lady Gaga.
Okay.
Okay, because, at the Oscars...
Oh, we have stuff to talk about for that, too.
Do we have to, though?
For a brief moment.
For a brief moment. Okay, we'll talk about it for a brief moment because, everything has been said, everything is done, and...
I want to know what your opinion is, so, okay. So, Lady Gaga.
But Lady Gaga, of course, she did her whole thing with Liza Minnelli, and everybody was like, it's such a heartwarming moment to see her go, I got you, and Liza Minnelli say, I know.
Aww.
And it was just it was great. But, it's just starting to come out now that there was a shady moment afterwards, not with Liza Minnelli, but involving Lady Gaga and somebody else. I guess when she was going into Elton John's Oscar party after the Oscars, Caitlyn Jenner
yes
stopped her and was like, I haven't seen you at the Starbucks.
Yeah. Oh, I switched baristas.
I'm like, that is so shady but so good. I love it.
I'm gonna tell that to people. I haven't seen you. Oh, I've switched baristas.
And it's did you see the outfit she wore? Caitlyn Jenner wore?
No.
I'm like, ew.
I'm not a fan of Caitlyn Jenner.
No, that's not her. And I was like, were they working off an old list and that's how you got into this party, Caitlyn?
I thought that was I thought that was the pre-Oscar party.
Oh no! This is an after Oscar.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but her posture was so horrible, and she obviously doesn't have any more gay friends because nobody would have let her out in that outfit. Her fupa was
Well, she's also alienated the entire LGBTQIA plus community.
Correct. Yes.
Or it's LGBTQ.
I mean, look at that outfit. What gay person is gonna let you walk out there to an Elton John party in that?
Not me.
Exactly.
Did you know, I was talking with Andrew Davis the other day, and it's LGBTQIA 2S+.
I did not know that, no.
Yes. And I don't know what the other ones are, but we looked it up.
What's the 2 S's?
I think 2 is Two-Spirit, which involves the indigenous folks of America.
Yes, I love inclusivity.
I just was like, there's more?
Yeah.
Well, I was like, I did not get... We talked about it. I was like, I did not get that email.
Okay.
I'm not on the newsletter.
I thought you meant there was an S and an S. So I'm like, what does that mean?
Oh, no, the number 2.
Super slick.
Yeah.
Was Super Saiyan.
Okay, so we're done with mouth to mouth. So do you want to talk about the Oscar thing?
Yeah, what is your opinion on it?
Tell
me what you think.
A lot of people are upset, and I get it, but you're under the assumption that Chris Rock knew that she had alopecia.
Well, and
I didn't know she had alopecia.
You know, the best part about this is that 3 days or whatever prior, she was releasing a video that she said, I love my alopecia and I am confident in who I am. I love being bald.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So you've got Will Smith doing this, and then during his acceptance speech, he decides he's going to break down and he's a vessel for love and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, and I think Andy was telling me that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had a really good op-ed about this that he posted and stuff, and it was and this isn't me. I don't care, but you have a certain way that you're supposed to, as a black man, to comport yourself, unfortunately, because that's what society required you to do. But the fact that nobody did anything. And it was just you guys can't just let this happen. We can't keep going. And props to Chris Rock for just
keeping his composure
and doing what he needed to do. And was okay. But also, I don't want this to become something where people feel it's okay to just walk up on stage and start smacking
and resort
people.
to violence. The thing
especially comics against comics.
Right, against comics.
Or just in general, if you don't like what someone is saying, use your words.
Right.
Why are we hurting people?
Right.
Come on.
It should never resort to physical violence.
Mm-hmm.
There's a funny bunch of back and forths with Ricky Gervais because someone posed the question, well, what would have happened if it was Ricky Gervais up there? Because he's done, I guess, other Golden Globes and things and been pretty piercing with his jokes. I mean, they've been very hurtful at times or also in very poor taste.
Right.
But, would Will Smith have gone up and punched him, and would the world react the same way?
Right.
But also, oh my god, who's the female comic?
Amy Schumer?
Yeah, she made jokes about Leo DiCaprio and having multiple girlfriends,
Well,
but he didn't go punch her.
She called Kristen Stewart a seat filler.
Yeah.
So, but like, I feel like,
funny.
but you know, going in that like you are a prime topic of a joke.
But also, people were like, he's made fun of Jada Pinkett Smith before.
But they're professionals,
right?
They should. Be
This is what they signed up for.
Yeah,
your lives are always going to be. You're always going to become a butt of a joke.
Yep.
And I'm like, is he now going to go beat up every single person who was talking about August and everything with that whole entanglement? You know, when they they have an open marriage.
Oh yeah.
And she got involved, but I guess it became a relationship. Remember, because you said that.
Oh yeah. Like
his name was August,
and
it became looked like a couple. While she was.
I just am like, I don't care if you don't like if you say something offensive, like the person that's offended can then go and tell you, and then you apologize, and then you're fine. Like that's it. Don't hurt them. Don't punch anybody. Or slap anybody.
But do you think it was good manners?
I was going to say mind your manners. Yeah.
Because that's a topic for this week. Nice segue there.
I was going to try and loop. I was going to, like, as I was eating my brookie and, like, almost contemplating microwaving it right before I came over here, I was like, how can I...
Microwaving it?
With your broken garage.
So, but you were thinking about microwaving it and what?
And I was going to be like, how can I weave in mind your manners?
Oh, see.
And you wove it?
Yes, I did.
Wove it in.
All right.
Wove it in. It's not illegal.
So, etiquette is defined by the Oxford English Dictionary as the customary code of polite behavior in society or among members of a particular profession or group. So, basically, etiquette is made up of the traditions and code. Manners is the execution of that.
Also, etiquette's a hard-ass word to spell. I was like...
Is it the double T?
I'm like, E-T-I-K-I-T. Etiquette. It's etiquette.
But, like, etiquette before used to be very, like, strict. Like, if you watch... Like, they do a lot of research on some of these shows, like Bridgerton and Downton Abbey and Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. So they have... like the idea of like what the manners and etiquette was like back then. And so when you watch that kind of stuff, it's very like strict.
I would have, like in looking through a lot of these things, I was like, I would have been killed. I would have been slapped.
You would have been an outcast. Nobody would have like invited you anywhere.
I mean, like I pulled up a list of 50 things that are like etiquette and I was like,
I know. Well, and then you got to decide, okay, those things have to move with the times.
Yeah.
You know,
mm-hmm.
and it's so...
And how do they change if they do?
Right, because you've got not only the advent of technology, but like, you know, phones and everything, but also gender roles and how they changed in society. Because now there isn't just the two genders that we had before, you know. So I'm gonna, I guess we would talk about etiquette and stuff and manners and everything because I'm interested in how you feel about certain things. Like
I have opinions.
Because like, okay, so let's bring up like there was a time when like Nick had posted on social media about like a joke like, oh, you know, sorry I didn't get back to you, and now it's been 2 weeks and I'm scared to respond. Like, is that bad manners not to respond to somebody's text message right away?
So I think it depends. And I think with etiquette, it's so situational and depending upon the person. And it's kind of like what one person might feel comfortable with might not be what another person. Because, like, if you also then, like, hold on, rewind. Like, you also have to know the boundaries of it. So, like, if you have a friend and they're like, I am not good at responding to text messages, don't take it personally. Like,
but
okay.
Is it just an excuse?
I don't know.
To say, so that they can preface this in case they don't ever answer you. It's like, oh, well, I told you I was really bad at responding to text. So.
I feel like it depends, because if you are knowingly do that, you're a malicious human being.
But there are people like that.
Yeah, well, then they need to be maybe slapped. We can slap them. But for that kind of stuff, like, because I've been guilty where, like, there have been times where it's like, you know, you get a message or whatever, and then you forget to respond to it because you get sidetracked. but also like it isn't an expectation that everything that comes to our phones needs instant like review.
But people, that is an expectation amongst people because we live in a society where it's right there in your hand. You can't tell me that you can't see it. And we even have it on our watches and everything where it pops up. So it's like, do you really have an excuse? But then again, I do because I'm at work.
Oh yeah.
I didn't see it.
What if I'm in calls all day, but like that's the thing, like the expectation needs to be known by both parties involved, where it's like, you didn't respond to my text message. I understand that, but like I didn't respond to it within the 5 seconds you sent it, but I'll get back to it.
Well, like how long do you wait? Like
I
what's
mean,
acceptable?
I try to get back as quick as possible, but I also am always on my phone, and like when I'm working, I have my personal screen and then my work screen, and like if I get a text message, it's on my iMessage, so I can like one keyboard here and then work on my other keyboard. So like
I love that you're doing the fingers too. Like, that's the universal sign for like keyboard.
Yeah. But like then there's other times where it's like I'm leading meetings and like I can't respond to something, but I'll see it.
Through leader.
I know. Like today I had like 7 meetings back to back that were 30 minutes each, and I was like, I'm done working today. It was only like 3 hours, but I was like, I'm done. I've been talking all day. But like, I don't know. Like that's the hard part, because I think you said it, like we have an expectation that there should be instant gratification, which needs to go away.
But what about phone calls? What if somebody just calls you?
No one calls me.
Well,
Oh,
like,
if
what
someone
your
calls
phone
me out of the
rings?
blue?
Yeah.
Well, I have it to where if you aren't on my emergency contact list, it goes straight to voicemail.
No.
Yeah. AT&T Call Protect, baby. I'll pay that $2.99 a month.
Oh.
Yeah, and if you're not in my contact list, it goes straight to voicemail.
That is crazy.
So I am like back in the day, fielding your calls? No.
Yeah.
Screen. Oh, I screen the shit out of my calls.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I think maybe do we pay for that, Andy?
You have it. You have it if you want it.
Hello. Yes, I want it.
Yeah, because I would get a lot of spam calls, and I was like, I'm done with this. And then so spam calls don't come through, but then like sometimes I'll miss like the vet. And I'm like, thank God they leave messages.
Yeah.
So like, if you don't get a hold of me and you need to call me and you get to my voicemail, please leave a message or send me a text.
Okay, so what about like situational stuff? Like, at dinner, do you have your phone out? I mean, it's a.
I can't. I don't like phones out because I want people to be present.
Oh, okay.
So like, and I've been guilty of it too. But it's like if I'm on like a date. So, like, if I go out and it's a date time, it's like, no phones, put it on Do Not Disturb. Like, we're in the moment together. Like, nothing else is important. And if you're on Do Not Disturb, it'll come through eventually.
Do you leave your phone on the table or do you put it in your pocket?
Pocket.
Oh, okay.
If it's an informal date, like, at nothing, like, I want to be the only thing that you see. 100% of the time.
But
always.
What if the date isn't going well and you need to, like, get it out?
Well, if the date isn't going well, you invent an excuse and you don't do what... Oh, God. Was it Chris who stayed on the 16-hour date? Remember that? And he's like, yeah, then we ended up going to this one place. And I'm like, girl, end it.
Well, don't put it on the table either because, like, somebody might send you a picture and it might be a penis. And so your whole table just saw
Or
penis.
someone might steal your phone.
Yes.
You could have a phone swiper.
Oh, there you go.
I should get into that.
Yeah. Just go around people
swiping phones, saying like, "Hey, you got a bad date? Pay me, and I'll steal your phone."
So do you use your phone like when you're with friends?
Yeah. So I feel like, but I've been guilty of both sides of it because I would love like my preference is like if I'm in a moment, I want people to be present because we're stuck in this world that like you're constantly inundated with everything on social media.
That moment is a gift. That's why it's called the present.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It is, and I don't want that gift muddied and abominationized by. Where are you going? He's walking. Okay. Bye. But no, like I think it depends. Like, because I've been guilty of it where I've been on my phone with people. You know what I mean? Like out and about. So I think it really boils down to like the person that you're with. Like if some people are okay with it, be vocal about your preferences and then respect the preferences of the person that you're with.
Do you like have certain times when you don't want people texting or calling you, or like before a certain time or after a certain time? Because like we're in bed by like 10 o'clock. So
I utilize the do not disturb function all the time.
Because if you try to call us at like 1:00 in the morning, we're not gonna answer. Because Andy
yeah.
had that one time, and then he had to text the person, and be like, "Don't ever call me at 1:00 in the morning."
Oh yeah, no, I don't get I the only notifications I have on my phone are email, text message, phone, and then very minimal notifications on my phone. Because when I'm going to bed, I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to be disturbed. That's why it's called Do Not Disturb. So, go for it. You can call me, but if you ain't my contact list, you're going straight to voicemail.
See, my pet peeve and what I think is bad manners are when people are on the phone and they go up to pay at a store or they're coming to check in or something.
And they don't stop talking.
Because that used to happen all the time at the hotel. And somebody would be on their phone, blah, blah, blah. And they're I'm here to check in. And I'm I'll wait till you're done talking because we have stuff we need to go over.
I make sure that if I'm on the phone, I've been on the phone before where I'm hold on, person I'm on the phone with. I'm about to check out at the grocery store or whatever. Let me call you back. Or I'll mute my phone and then walk through. Because one of my favorite things is to interact with the cashiers. Because I don't know why, but I just feel I want to be a good person and I don't know, you want to be.
Why do you feel like that?
I don't know, but I really love grocery store clerks. They're always friendly. Lourdes at Smart and Final, Deborah at Smart and Final. Those my girls, and then you have Santa over at Vaughn's. They're really friendly, and the twins.
Did you say Santa?
Yeah, he looks like Santa.
Okay.
Oh, I know him.
Yes. I was. Oh my god. When I flew back from, oh my god, when was the last time I was in Oakland? I was traveling for something, and he was on my flight.
Oh my god!
I was oh my god, I was fangirling because it was the cashier involved.
I'm gonna sidetrack here for a second, but my boss just signed up for Santa classes.
What?
Yeah, he's just signed up for Santa classes.
What is?
He does look like Santa.
So
he plays Santa.
He goes.
Oh, that's your boss?
Yeah.
Oh.
So FaceTime me. In October, I think in August or something like that, he's gonna go up to LA for 2 days. They have one day where they do all of the meet and greet kind of stuff.
Do they teach you how to pronounce ho ho ho?
Maybe. The best way to say it, how to look, how to stand.
Oh my god.
How to take the picture.
And he's paying for this?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I love
and
capitalism.
Then the second day is the business side of it.
Oh.
So what do you charge? How do you
Santa charges nothing.
All that kind of stuff. And I'm his wife is not very happy about going, but he's very excited.
Is she
about
Mrs.
going.
Claus?
No, she doesn't want to be Mrs. Claus. So anyway, back to what we're talking about.
I just thought of one thing, with phones and everything, about calls. I think it's very rude for people to just FaceTime out of nowhere.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God. Don't call me and FaceTime me. The only people that do that is my family.
Or on the street.
I'm why? I'm listen, if you want to FaceTime me, hey, want to FaceTime? But I'll have people, and then I'm I deleted the app.
Is that why you never answer my FaceTime?
You never FaceTime me.
No, you go straight to voicemail, don't you?
Yeah. He's unfortunately an emergency contact.
But Andy brings up a point. I see people all the time just walking around on FaceTime, having conversations everywhere.
Know. They're gonna get hit by a car.
I hope so. I want I would be one of those people who would trip you as you're talking on.
Paul, please don't become the FaceTime serial killer. I would love to see that documentary though.
But you're a theme park. Could you not be on your phone right now?
There was, oh my god, when I was flying back from North Carolina, or no, I was flying to North Carolina, it was my connection. You bitch! See, he just called me.
Trying to call you.
But was this the second time that you called? Oh, because it's on do not, or no, it's not on do not disturb. So
I'm special enough to go through.
Yeah.
Well, because if it were after hours, it would go straight to voicemail because you're not in my emergency. But so I was, I think I was flying from Washington, D.C. to North Carolina, and there was a girl FaceTiming somebody while we were on the plane, and there wasn't Wi-Fi on the plane, so she definitely did not turn off her cellular.
Yeah.
And I was I almost turned her on, and I was are you done?
Well, in that same vein, people just showing up at your house.
Well, people can't show up at my house because there's a gate code.
Oh.
I show up at your house all the time, though.
That's fine.
Okay.
Well,
I love when people.
sweat
I don't know
breaks.
what you're. What do you
I don't have a problem with it. Like, you don't have a problem with it, but
I
people do have problems with, like, just people just showing
Yes.
up out of the blue.
Like Adele when she hates to turn up out of the blue uninvited.
That was a stretch.
If Adele showed up at my front door with my gate code, I'd be like, "What's up, girl?"
But there's people who are just like, don't just show up on my front door, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
And-
maybe because you're doing some like conspicuous things like murdering.
But, like, do you have to have that conversation ahead of time with people?
I feel like nowadays it's like, here's my list of must-haves and here's my list of
Your
things that I
letter?
don't
True.
want.
Your
But it's
friendship
like,
writers.
You don't want to come off as rude.
Well,
Yeah.
there's hospitality, and that is,
Oh, I'm Southern, so yeah.
you never turn away a visitor.
Oh, I
Right.
would. Oh, sorry, I'm really busy right now. You want to come back later?
No, because, like, my mom would, like, if people showed up, she'd just be like, okay, well, bring them in. And I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm also of the whole idea that if you come inside, you're either going to get something to eat or something to drink.
Oh, yeah.
So, that too is
See,
something.
and for me, if someone shows up, it's actually saying a great thing about you because they want to visit you. So I
Yeah.
just think that's the most positive thing ever.
Yeah, unless they're a telemarketer.
No,
Or not a
uninvited
telemarketer.
Salespeople is a different story. I
Yeah.
don't like people who knock at your door and try to sell you stuff.
If they're Mormon, you better get the out of here.
Mormon. No, Mormon.
Okay, I'll leave
Jehovah's
already.
Witness.
God.
Jehovah's Witness. Listen, if you are all of these things, we love you, appreciate you, but don't come knocking at our door. Unless you are a Girl Scout, I'll
Don't
take
come
those
ringing our
cookies.
bell.
Yeah.
What if they're really attractive?
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Give them a glass of water.
Come on in. Tell me about the book.
Have you seen this new show, Minx? Let me turn off the closed captioning.
How does this make you feel?
So, okay, because, all right, so this is probably going to be me, bad manners and stuff like that, and bad etiquette, but, like, I don't like holding the door on the elevator for people.
Oh.
Like, if I get on the elevator, I start pushing that closed door button as quickly as possible.
I will tell you, I'm the opposite. Like, if there's somebody that entered, that just left the building across the street, that's indicating that they're gonna come in the building where I'm in, and I'm in the elevator, I'll hold it open for them.
And I would kick you out of that elevator.
And they have to cross 14 lanes of traffic to get there, and then go through the river and through the woods. Yeah.
Oh no, they could have just walked, and I saw them right behind me at my peripheral vision. I'm like,
Door closed.
door closed, door closed, door closed.
It depends though, because some days I'm like, no, And then
like,
other times I'm like, come on in.
And then I'm like, I can't, what?
And then you point, you're like, oh no.
And then they put their hand in the door, and I'm like,
Oh, that's the worst. Or they have an umbrella.
Or like, the door's about to open, and I'm inside the elevator, and the door opens, and you're standing right there. That is bad manners.
Or
Don't just stand right there. Let me get out.
Or if there's a packed elevator and it's like, I'm gonna just squeeze in, and like you have to face everybody, and it's just like, hi, that's me. I'm that
was
person.
pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Nobody does that
PCE.
anymore.
I still do it. I'd be like, hello.
There was used to be this thing years ago where they told if you really want to unnerve people, walk into the elevator and face the back wall instead of facing forward, and you will like freak people out because everyone turns around and faces the door.
Oh.
I'm gonna try that now.
or just go into a corner.
Yeah, and like
And then
or
act
stand and face
possessed.
one of the side walls. But if you don't face forward, you've broken this kind of social contract.
But that's the thing, is if everyone's in an elevator and I walk in and I'm facing everyone, I'm just like, hi.
But is that good or bad manners?
I don't give a shit. I'm here to like just make y'all uncomfortable.
So how do manners get set? Like, I mean, how does etiquette get kind of encoded that
British
you know
people.
what's right or wrong?
I mean,
British
it's-
people.
I think it's just a societal thing. Like, it comes from way back.
A
I don't
long
know,
time
probably
ago.
the British people.
Blame it on the British.
And then
Yeah,
right over here,
they-
and then
yeah.
it's just kind of gone from there. And it's like, but again, it's like something that would have been considered, high manners back in the day. Like, a calling card when you came by, you gave it to the butler, and then they would take it to the lord and lady of the house and tell them that you're there and you had to wait by the door and stuff. But nobody does that anymore. I would love a calling card. Like, what does that say? Like, I just want to be able to put that down on something and be like, can you see if they're available? You know? I think that'd be cute, but nobody does that anymore.
Yeah, there's some things that, like, but I, like, there's some things that I'm like, oh, these are really, like, cool ideas, and then other ones I'm just like, oh, who has the time for this? Like, I was reading something and it was like, oh, you can't have candles at lunch, only at dinner. And I was like, what?
That's very interesting.
Just
On
like,
the table.
yeah. And I was like, I'm going to put candles whenever I want.
Yeah, restaurants don't do that. They like take them off for lunch and then put them back on for dinner because it creates an atmosphere.
I want all atmospheres to be welcoming.
But like, I mean, if you want candles, what if you're a witch and you always have candles?
Then they got different etiquette.
Andy's like,
what if you're in a world of gasoline? You can't light the candle.
True. Well, okay. So, do you think it's bad manners not to like? What if you make plans with somebody, and like, you know, because I'm an extroverted introvert, so I might have a good day, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do that with you next week. Let's do it. And then it comes along, and you're like, I don't really want to do this.
I don't care. I don't take anything personally. Like, I feel like I don't lose my cool. I don't take anything personally when it comes to people canceling plans with me. I'm like, okay, it's fine. Like, because I understand, like, if you're having a bad day or, like, if something comes up, that's fine. That's okay.
See, I feel like manners also has to balance with your mental health, too. Because I think sometimes manners, being so mannerful, is that a word?
It is
because
now.
you're so worried. If you're so worried about doing everything correctly and
Yes.
like not upsetting people and not trying to offend,
But it's gonna just stress you out.
But Andy, go ahead. What's your opinion?
No, I mean, so for example, RSVP. If you're invited to a big event, there's reasons why you RSVP, and when you say you're going to show up, where someoe's paying $150 a plate for your dinner, you show up.
100%.
And there are even East Coast, West Coast in the US here. There are very different attitudes about RSVP. On the East Coast, if you said you're going to a wedding, you show up. And if you can't for some reason, you're calling that person that day to let them know why you weren't there or what happened.
Yeah.
On the West Coast, people just show up that weren't invited. They might bring a friend or, like, all of those, and very often half the people don't respond or don't show up. So you can't really plan. But in certain contexts, that's important. You have a child's birthday party. You need to know how many people are coming.
Yeah.
And
there needs to be enough cake.
Always have extra cake. You always want extra cake with fondant. For me. Invite me to your birthday party.
But also with an RSVP, what if it doesn't say plus and guest?
Oh. Well, that's when you have to...
Mr. and Mr.
Or if it's like just you and it's like, well, is there a guest? Then you ask and then
but is it bad manners to ask?
I don't think so.
That's where etiquette used to kick in. If you had these kind of standard guidelines, you knew exactly what everything meant. There weren't mixed signals. You know, if your invitation said Mr. Paul Smith, only Mr. Paul Smith was invited. Crystal clear.
And they hated Andy.
Well, and I mean, Andy brings
talk too damn much.
Andy brings up a good point because it's really on the onus of the person sending out an invite.
Look at you, onus.
Onus?
Like you thought it was anus.
Onus thing is possible.
Own this dick.
I do own this dick.
But I would say that plays to you growing up in the East Coast because you have this like more rigid, I would say.
And also age.
And I'm also
because
I was taught that as a kid too. It's very like RSVP, like those kinds of things. I think my mom is from Pennsylvania, but my dad is from California. But like they aligned on those kinds of like manners. You know what I mean? And it's always like if you're invited, you have to tell them, and like in a reasonable amount of time. Don't wait until the day before, because you're right. You have to pay for something. Or like if you're going to do like if it's a big event or something important, like commit to it, and it's only like extenuating circumstances where like you're not going to go. This also, I think pre-COVID, like once COVID happened, like COVID became then the like out. It's like I can't go because I have COVID. So then everyone's kind of like, oh, okay, well, like...
I just say I switch baristas.
But that's a good point.
Yeah.
Because things that happen in our culture will change what the rules are.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Again, it adapts and evolves based on where society is at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because like
fair.
there are things. So now we can get into the things that like people don't do anymore that were considered like high manners back in the day.
Okay.
Like handwritten thank you cards.
Mm-hmm.
People don't do that anymore.
No.
You
Well,
know?
apparently sending an email that says thanks is bad manners.
What?
I do that thanks exclamation point all the time.
Like just because like somebody sent you something?
Well, like I don't know,
Or-
but then it gets layered because you have like business etiquette and like personal etiquette, and like my business etiquette, I'm just like I don't fucking care. Like I'll send an email, cool, yes, period.
I mean, it's different, like because
I addressing you.
because we talk in shorthand now. When like because of texting and stuff, people are just like K,
Yeah.
thanks.
Oh my God, K the letter K.
Yeah. What are you, a top?
That's the equivalent.
Yeah.
The equivalent of K is fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
If someone responds with the letter K, it's like might as well just go jump off the edge of the earth.
But also, I think it might be considered bad manners just to send an email that says thanks because people will put upon that whatever they feel. Because, like, it's no longer
Yeah.
face to face. So many things
Mhm.
happen non face to face that you lose intonation.
And you're cluttering their inbox.
Right. Oh, that sounds dirty.
So like with the handwritten notes, I have clients that I write happy birthday cards to and I send to. And for older clients, they love it. But for younger clients, they're like, why don't you just text me happy birthday? I'm like,
Because I'm trying to be nice to you.
so it's like good to know. It's like noted. Like,
But
it's just like some people are like, it's, I don't know if it's just a generational thing because I enjoy a note. It's
Well,
really lovely.
Yeah, I
but
think that's
It also
one of those-
depends on your upbringing, you know.
But I will also say, like, at the office, the doctor, one of the things that he does is he writes a thank you card and a get well card. It's like a get well thank you card.
Oh.
So if you have
Thank you for your money, get well, girl.
Yeah. If you have surgery, we send it out the same day as your surgery, so in a couple of days you're gonna get that card in the mail. And people are like, people would come in and go, I love that you guys sent a card. Thank you so much. I got your card. Like I really appreciate that. And it's like, oh, you're welcome. You
Yeah.
know?
I
or
agree.
he'll call the same night
Mhm.
just to check on you. And I think that's like business wise, that's really great manners.
Yeah.
You know, and
I think business like has become so less mannered. Like back in the day, if you applied for a job, you'd get a rejection letter, and now it's like you just get ghosted.
well, and like people would like write thank you notes to the people that interviewed them.
I
would do that.
Yeah, I wrote thank you emails, thank you notes, whatever you want to call it, and like employers now, it's just like there's so many people out there, we're not gonna let you know.
Yeah.
And like I always, when I was interviewing for my team, I'm like, can we like tell them the reason why we're not picking them, please? Like.
Yeah.
Because I was in the position where I would want to know, you know?
Plus, I want to buy cool stationery. I want to like have a personalized stationery.
Oh my God,
like,
with the wax thingy and you like stamp the wax with your
I would
emblem.
love that. We used to sell that at Pier 1 when I used to work there. And I'd be like, I really want to buy this, but when am I going to use this?
It doesn't even matter. Just
Can I
write
use, like,
letters.
candle wax?
He'd be like sealing his iPod case.
Paul, you could write letters to random locations and have pen pals.
Oh.
But I don't trust the post office because letters get lost. I
Yeah.
mean, Santa never gets his letters.
okay.
And does anybody ever write Santa a thank you letter?
No.
No.
That's
Exactly.
true.
It's
Maybe they'll
true.
go over that in
Thank you very much.
Maybe when your boss goes to the training, they'll go over how to deal with like your ghosting Santa thank you letters and not being appreciated by the
There you
world.
go. Like, okay, so another one that people I feel like is slowly being forgotten. People saying "excuse me."
Okay.
Like, just like walking, like I'll, like whenever I'm walking, I'm like, oh, excuse me, trying to get by people and stuff like that. But like other people would just like barrel right through me, and I'm
They're like, move,
"Oh."
bitch.
I'm like, look, ludicrous.
Yes. Or I am so like proper when it comes to that. Like someone would run into me, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, oh, sorry. Like, oop. I'm like, oopsies. Oh, oopsies.
So
Like,
wait, what's bike etiquette? Because I feel like
Oh, don't talk to me about
sometimes
bike.
I get when I'm on the like driving or whatever, or like even walking. You are a nicer biker, but they're not all nice.
No,
I
they're
feel like
not
I'm always
always.
in the wrong.
You abide by the law.
But those people don't do that.
They
I know,
make me
and they give
confused
us
now
a
with the
bad
lines.
name.
They give bikers
A bad name. Bad name. I'm living that we're not using the real songs and we're just like spoofing them because we can like not get copywritten. Maybe that's the secret.
And that's a secret, yeah. Okay, so this is like one of my things, and Andy and I were talking about this this morning, I think. But like dressing up to go on a plane or just to dinner, because like. You know,
on a plane?
Plane.
Hell no! I am going to be in comfy ass sweats.
But like, it used to be that
yes,
flying was such a prestigious thing.
it was an experience,
and it was an experience.
Yeah.
Yes, like people would get dressed up, like men would wear suits, and I'm like, I would love that. I just want to have a plane suit.
But also, it is hot as hell on those planes. So unless they have some conditioned air that's like really circulating, we're gonna have a problem.
But I also, if that's the case, then I also want them to go back to like giving me real plates for food and
Yes.
like an actual dinner.
Yes.
And then they'd be smoking on that plane.
Exactly.
No, because federal law prevents tampering or with a smoke detector. FAA.
But also like dressing up to go to dinner.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a cool idea.
Or
because
like
it's
a dinner date. Like I will try like. And I mean, I don't have many fancy clothes. Like, I'll put on a polo, maybe a button down.
When you put on pants, I think you're dressed up.
That's right. I have to wear pants to work. It's very annoying.
Andy, like the other day, we went to brunch and he's like, I'm wearing pants, like real pants.
And then you were like, well, but the thing is, so we are very aligned on that because then when we do it, it's like, oh, hello. And it's like,
I'm dressed up for you.
But also like, oh yes, I do look good in clothing. Thank you. Oh, this is the spring line. Mm-hmm.
But it's very interesting because I think it is kind of rude and mismannered when I see like women who dressed up very nicely, and then you see, or even if a man dressed up really nicely, like one person is dressed really nicely, and then the other person is dressed like. I just wanted to come out for free food. That's it. Like, I didn't know we were going to a restaurant. I thought we were going to Popeyes. You know?
We saw that at a dinner like a week ago.
Right.
And it was weird because it was the guy that was very dressed up in a jacket and everything, and
like a suit jacket.
Female date.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were like.
And she had like her juicy couture.
Young 30s, and she had sweats on. I mean, gray sweats, gray sweatshirt.
It was like, but usually it's the opposite.
Yeah.
It's usually the girl who's dressed up and the guy that's like.
In a societally heteronormative, yes, that way. What if it's two gay men?
I think you both should be dressed up.
Yeah.
You know.
Wear your tuxedo.
Exactly. I want some tails.
Oh.
If you wear tails, you go get that tail.
And I oop.
So, but like, also, I didn't realize that this was good manners, but like eating slow and deliberately.
What?
Like eating slowly and deliberately. Like
I mean, I deliberately eat.
But no, like nowadays people eat really fast. Like I know I do it.
Yeah.
But that's also because I worked in a kitchen, so I'm like I have to eat really fast.
But you have to get it while it's hot.
Yes, exactly.
Eating slow, then the food is gonna get cold.
But no, but you savor it. It becomes like, especially if somebody cooks you like a home cooked meal, you're like savoring that and eating slowly and letting it digest, and the dinner goes on. And
I mean, you could savor it and just have conversation after. Slow and deliberate?
Yes,
No.
okay. What are some of the things you had on yours?
So one of the things that I thought was actually really interesting, and what I was like, I wish more people do, is that when you're on speakerphone, let the person know that they're on speakerphone.
Okay. So I called somebody the other day and I was like, hey, blah, 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 this is about work and stuff. And she did not tell me that she was on speakerphone. And somebody else was like, so what are we going to do about that? I'm like,
Who's that?
oh.
My parents do it all the time. I'm like, am I on speakerphone? They're like, yeah. And I was like, oh. Albeit it's just with my mom and my dad, but like...
No, my sister does it. She'll like be driving and she'll call me and I'm like, do you have me on speakerphone? She's like, yeah, I'm driving. And I'm like...
Or like in the car and it's like, oh, I'm with blah, blah, blah. Like, let us know who you're with.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
announce yourself.
Yes. And the next one is a work etiquette, and it's don't microwave stinky food. Cough, cough, fish.
Or broccoli.
Or cauliflower.
Oh, are you...
I'm a broccoli microwaver. Oh my god! Okay, let me tell you this. So when I was working up in Carlsbad, I would have it's steamed broccoli and cauliflower, and I would steam it in the microwave. And I got a complaint. My manager had to be like, "Can you microwave your food downstairs so it's not as stinky?"
Okay, so we share an office with an endodontist, and so one of them microwaved his prep meal, and it was like chicken, but it had like broccoli and asparagus and stuff in it, and he microwaved it, and we could smell it all the way over onto our side of the building, and I'm just like, are you? And then we're all like, what does that smell? All of us say, like, what's that smell? Is the sewage backing up? Somebody check the bathroom?
I feel like the thing is never microwave fish in an office, ever. That's a cardinal sin.
Yeah, that's a
like, I get it. If you had hot and sour fish soup last night, that's great, but don't bring it in.
Right, yeah.
Give me some oatmeal.
If it already had a heavy scent to it at your house, don't bring it to work.
100%. This one was actually, I don't know how I feel about it, but don't ask for leftovers when you go to dinner. Like, go to someone's place for dinner.
Okay, yes.
Like, if you're a dinner guest, because like growing up in a big Italian family, like there's so many leftovers. It was just like, here, take this.
Right, because you should wait for the host to offer it to you.
But I will say that like sometimes on big family events, like people take leftovers before the person that hosted the party takes leftovers, and there's nothing left for them, which I think is not fair.
Actually, because me and Andy were of the I think we're the same idea that like if we don't have any leftovers, even better for us, because like I could actually start cleaning these dishes then, and I don't have it clogging up my refrigerator. So I'm like,
if somebody wants to take the food you cook,
you make that makes you feel great
about you, right?
Because you're like, oh, they really enjoyed that. Like we had a thing at work today, and it was like a potluck for our boss's birthday, and people were like, I made corn pudding because that's my potluck thing, and people were like, are you gonna take that home, or can I grab something? I'm like, yeah, take some, take it all. I don't care. Like, like, what about Andy? Andy's fine.
We can make it if we want it.
Yeah.
But I thought that one was interesting because I'm like, I've definitely been in like family events where it's like, oh yeah, we're just like gonna take leftovers.
I think if it's like you were invited to dinner, and it's like a dinner party or something like that, and it's not like a potluck or something, then I would definitely say you need to wait for the host to offer it. But like if it's a potluck, I'm also like, hey, is it okay if I just grab some things to take with me? Like, and I think that.
But I also wouldn't be offended if I was hosting something and people are like, oh, like, can I have some leftovers? I'd be like, yeah, go for it.
But also, I think it depends on how close are you with that person.
Yes.
Who's hosting.
Yes.
Because if it's like a really good friend of yours, you can be like, oh, hey, I'm going to grab some
girl,
stuff to take. Okay.
I want some corn pudding. Thanks.
Is that all right?
I want to see that corn tomorrow.
You were always going to. But
yeah. I mean, I want to see it in 2 days. The next one I thought was intriguing was that when you're talking to somebody and if you have sunglasses or earbuds, to remove them.
Well, I mean, I hope earbuds because like...
Earbuds 100%, but I wear sunglasses when I talk to people and I was like, oh my god.
But do you take only one earbud out so you can hear them, or do you take both out?
I think they say both.
See, because I saw Nick and Steve when I was walking Cooper, and I was like, okay, let me take one ear out that stops my music so I can hear you.
Yeah.
But like, it's not a very long conversation, so I don't need to take both out.
Yeah, I think just like not having them in. But the sunglasses one, I was like, oh shit, I'm always.
I think it's like again, it's like a face to face.
To see somebody, I'm like,
yeah,
I'd like to keep it on, please.
I already know the assumption of, because I also have earpods that like I know that taking one out stops the music.
Right. So you do have my attention.
There's an assumption that I know that that's part of that.
Yeah, that's true.
He has cheap ass headphones.
They just
where
keep
that's
lift one head over. You're like,
yeah, exactly.
I did have a coworker though where you'd go up to their desk to talk to them and they had earbuds in and they would not take them out. And you know they were in like transparent mode. They were AirPods or whatever, so they supposedly had sound passing through. But it was like, you're not really listening to me.
But exactly, because that can be considered rude and bad manners because you obviously don't want to take the time to listen to me, and that's how it's making me feel.
Yes.
So
yes.
But yeah, no, I get the whole taking sunglasses off too.
I never do it. What if I'm outside? You want me to damage my retinas with UV radiation?
Yes.
Just to look at your face?
Yes.
What
See
if it's
all
a
of it.
okay?
See it all.
What if it's a bright and sunny day and we both have to squint to see each other?
That's fine. I squint already because I'm half Asian. I can say that because I'm also half Asian.
If I see y'all out there, I'm gonna keep my sunglasses on.
So what else you got?
The last one is that, like, if you're having a personal conversation on a cell phone, like, don't have it in, like, a public area.
Oh, just
Like,
FaceTime.
step away.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, step away, like, excuse yourself or something, or, like, go to a secluded area. Like, I hate when people are, like, in, like, a very crowded area and they're having, like, very intimate conversations and it's, like, arguments, and I'm just like,
Oh, I love it when people start arguing. I'm like, could you, like, do that at home?
Hey, put them on speakerphone, but let them know.
I'm here with so-and-so. So what did you just say to me?
The lady at the DMV wants to hear. Rhonda at the DMV is invested.
I'm at Vaughn's and Santa would like to hear what the fuck you just said to me.
And the twins. One of them got promoted to supervisor. I'm proud of them.
I don't know who these people are.
There are these two twin girls.
You don't go to Vaughn's.
It's Vaughn's in Mission Hills.
Right.
And
that's our neighborhood Vaughn's.
Yeah. Well, my neighborhood Vaughn's is in North Park Vaughn's. It's
not 30th?
good.
No.
Yeah.
You gotta go upscale.
Yeah.
Well, the Mission Hills Vaughn's is my fave. But there still are these two girls. They're twins, identical twins, and like I feel like I've seen them grow up because I've been here for 6 years basically.
Aww.
And like I've seen them they were baggers first, and then they were like the checkers, and now they're like the managers. I'm just like, oh, they grow up so fast.
Okay.
They
Where
are
was
named
this
Vaughn's
going?
ladies. Huh?
Where were you going with this?
That's it.
Okay. So my last one before we go, it's like, and this is, I thought it was very interesting that this was considered good manners, but like keeping a napkin in your lap while eating. Like,
What?
Yes.
yeah, it's considered good manners to because like I will always put the napkin in my lap
Yeah.
when I go to the restaurant, but some people don't do that, and they're like, that's considered good manners because if anything falls on your lap,
Yeah.
the napkin will catch it.
Well, and did you know that if you're not wearing like lighter clothing, you're supposed to get a black napkin from the restaurant?
No.
If you have dark pants, they give you a black napkin at like high scale restaurants. Mm-hmm. And they're supposed to put the napkin on for you and then do a little hand job.
Done that. Yeah, I've never heard of the different color napkin, but I've worked at, high end
They put it on.
where they put it on for you.
Yeah.
Andy would do that and just graze.
Let me cut that down for you. Let me
Well,
scoot that out.
you must have had the lint-free napkins that don't leave a residue. You just like have them leave a different kind of residue. It's semen.
Well, question for you guys: what about in other countries? Because everything we talk about is
cultural,
about U.S.
yep.
culture. But in Japan, for example, there's very specific things you do and things you don't do, and ways to do things, even more so than the U.S. And for someone coming from the outside going in, it helps to know that because it helps you blend in a little bit better and not necessarily insult your
Yes.
guests. So think about them coming to the U.S., having etiquette or having these expectations be clear, lets foreigners kind of fit in better, right?
Like no tipping in Europe or like in Japan. Like if you like don't finish your meal, it's like disrespectful. I don't know if that's it. There's something with like food and something. Like if you finish or not finish.
In certain Asian countries, you
Yeah.
have to at least taste everything.
Yes.
It's very rude to not taste something that's put in front of you.
Oh.
Or like if you don't finish or like there's something about like food and it's like disrespectful like because it's like, oh, you didn't have enough food or like you ate too much, like you like needed more or something, and like the host or something couldn't provide it. I don't know. There's stuff like this is etiquette in America, so we'll preface with that.
And when I worked at Universal, they would tell you
Ow.
there were certain things that you weren't supposed to do because that's considered bad manners in other countries. Like you're supposed to use 2 fingers to point, or use your whole hand depending on certain items.
Why would you 2 fingers? Oh,
Because
one
sometimes
finger-
like holding up this way can be a swear word in another country, like a foul gesture.
Yeah.
so you hold out your hand.
So you would point with your hand in the direction.
Joe-
Yeah,
Joe's
that was
doing
in
Heil
Germany.
It's over there.
Do you see it that way?
Ja, Fräulein.
805.
Oh my god. We can't sing that. No, I think we can. It's not copyrighted.
Yeah, that's fine.
We good.
All right.
No, it was a song before Sound of Music.
Anyway.
It's a folkloric song.
Okay.
That's all
It's
I got.
public domain.
Thank you. Royalty free.
So, I mean, well, it was a lot has been learned. I
Mind
think,
your manners,
hopefully.
y'all.
Yeah, mind your manners.
And the best thing that you can do with etiquette is drop us a message.
That's right. Good etiquette is sending us a
Everything.
email that just doesn't say thanks.
Yes. And then also sending, we accept MoneyGrams too. Is that a thing? MoneyGrams?
Yeah.
Venmo?
It used to be. Like you could send Western Union MoneyGrams.
Is Western Union still around?
Because that's how you would do that when people were like, you would send money like, was it
Wire them.
Can't wire, bank fuck up.
International card.
But can I tell you, like, for a long time, I thought Western Union was still using horses when I was younger.
Stop it.
To send money back and forth.
No.
So, anyway, all right, everyone, have a great week.
Special thanks to Andrew Smith and Nick Stone for producing the show. If you like us, please follow us at tugayspod on Instagram and visit us online at tugayspod.com. You can find us anywhere you can stream podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know topics you'd like to hear. And always remember, stay safe, stay classy, stay sassy, and always stay a little bit trashy. See you next week.